Hello everybody and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where we are checking out the America's Animal Pack. Now I am a little bit late to this as I was actually away at the time that this released. So I'm checking it out now as, well, what better time to check it out? And I'm using the Frontier Zoo from the Zookeeper's Animal Pack, simply because it's a perfect zoo to showcase animals in. And luckily we only got the same amount of animals this time, so I was able to utilize every habitat and shape them to whatever biome I felt like showcasing these animals in. Those flamingos are going off though. But our first animal is the coyote, one of the 7 animals that we got in this pack and the flagship species. So coyotes are a very adaptable canine from the Americas and were not exactly on my wish list, but I know some people who did have the coyote up there on their wish list. They're a very popular animal, very famous animal, especially from Looney Tunes with Wile E. Coyote. As you can hear, they also have the chorus behavior, which is often seen in the wolves and gibbons in the game, but coyotes have taken this on, as I know packs of coyotes will often be just going at it at night, just howling into the moon. But yeah, they're very cool animals, and I was really excited to hear their vocalizations in the game. I put them in a Sonoran desert themed area as the years have gone by. We've slowly gotten more and more animals from this unique ecosystem, one of the lushest deserts in the world. So I've filled this all with yucca, saguaro cactus, Joshua trees, all sorts of stuff from that area. But so we've got, look at that, a little play animation. So the babies, the coyote pups, are of course very cute, and it's really cool to see them interact, and their little howl is both adorable and slightly disturbing, as it does sound like a screaming human. But either way, they also have access to a lot of different enrichment items, similar to the Dole and Dingo, so they can play around in the beaver pool, they can play with the bubble machine, the tug rope, and various other items that are around. I think they can even use the skill feeder, which was previously almost exclusive to the foxes. But have a close look at the baby here. He's a cute little fella. In the showcase image that they released on Twitter, I thought that the coyote that was behind the one in the foreground was a baby, but luckily the babies are as cute as coyote pups are in reality. Since they make so much noise, I think we'll go to the animal that was not initially showcased on Twitter before the pack released. So this is the American Flamingo, the most flamboyant animal in this pack, and certainly a worthy addition in my mind. Now, a lot of people compare this guy to the greater flamingo, and they do have similarities, but that is where the similarities end. That's flamingo. This is so much better than the greater flamingo that we got all those years ago when Planet Zoo first came out. It has better feather details, some better proportions. Like the flamingo beak is something that really caught my eye. It was certainly a lot more natural looking than the curved one of the greater flamingo, which just did not look quite right. And yeah, just the variation in the colors is also amazing. So you can get some that are like this, fairly orangey red, but you can also get some vibrant pink flamingos as well. Perfect for adding a splash of color to the front of your zoos, or just to any flamingo habitat. As many would know, the greater flamingo is largely white, with the most pink part of their body being their wings. But these guys are pink all over, and the variation is just incredible. Now, look at them all go. Now, I believe I have 50 in here with their chicks, and we'll have a look at their chicks right here. So, out of the 2 flamingo chicks, I think this one is the cutest, as it is a flamingo at a much younger age to the one from the greater flamingo. So this shows how that build develops. So it is largely straight, similar to most other baby birds, and regular birds in general, but then gets that curve later in life when they mature. But yeah, these little fluff balls are easily the cutest of the two flamingo babies, with the other being slightly older and having more of that curved beak. And certainly not as fluffy. Look at them just feeding out of this forage pool. Like, if you set the forage pool correctly, it can actually look fairly natural, but it's hard to get it looking just right. It'd be nice if you could just add brine to a body of water, and that way the flamingos can just feed naturally walking. But I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but it would be nice. But yeah, so those are our pink American flamingos. Next up is our second canid in the pack, and possibly my favorite animal in the pack. That is the bush dog. They're all laying splayed out on the ground, tuck it out. See if we can get one standing. Oh, here we go. So these guys are tiny little canids from South America. And I say tiny as no exaggeration. They are very small, about the same size as the fox, but I think even shorter. But oh, those vocalizations are so cool, so cute too. But yeah, these guys are found through much of South America and even into some parts of Central America. I know they were only recently found to live in Costa Rica. But yeah, these guys are ferocious little hunters, hunting stuff to the size of capybaras. Are we going to get social interaction? We are, it looks like, if it works. Not quite. But you can see they do have some fairly cute animations. Though they do seem to be based somewhat on the Tasmanian Devil, or at least it shares animations with the Tasmanian Devil. So it'll sit on its bum like most regular dogs, so like it's the only canid in the game that actually does that. And when it sleeps, lays flat on the ground as if it's just run a marathon. But yeah, these guys are really cute, and they do have a few more unique animations. For one, they can use this log enrichment item, which there are none in there right now, and use all sorts of other items. So there's one of our babies just here, just waking up. Bush dog pups are one of the cutest of the baby canines. Like, they're just so small, and well, all babies are generally cute in their own little way, but this guy just has the regular dog cuteness. But yeah, so these guys are a bit more unique in a few other ways. So one major way is that they actually deep dive. They are only deep diving canine in the game, which is really cool. You can make some really unique habitats for them with that feature. And they live in large packs and are fairly small, so you can squeeze them into many different habitats. And they live in grasslands and rainforests, so they could work into Pantanal, Cerrado, Gran Chaco, Amazon, all sorts of different South American themed areas. Even the Atlantic forest, at least going off my understanding of the Yorkshire Wildlife Parks exhibit, the Atlantic forest, which does have bush dogs part of its roster. But moving on, let's see. Here is another animal that wasn't exactly teased on Twitter either, or at least just on the Planet Zoo socials. The bighorn sheep. So this is an animal I got a good look at when I managed to discover a Games Planet article that had the bighorn sheep in it. And yeah, when I saw it, I was just like, whoa! Didn't realize this had been shown, but yeah, it had. So it was really nice to get a good look at one of these animals early. So yeah, it was really cool. Our ram is just sleeping in here, so we'll bring him out to have a good look at him. Because the bighorn sheep rams are one of the most magnificent caprids in the world. Like, not quite as magnificent as the markhor, but still fairly impressive with those massive horns. And it does actually have different horns to the Dhole sheep, which I think was a concern for many people, that it could have just been a reskinned Dhole sheep. And it is in some ways, but does have all the distinct features of the bighorn sheep. So the horns are inherently bigger and thicker, and the tip of the horn, rather than going past the eye with the Dhole sheep, it actually stops below the eye, which is indicative of bighorn sheep. That is how their horns form. And yeah, they are just a very cool animal and can be used in a whole variety of different habitats. So I've got them in a sort of a mixed grassland desert habitat, with some climbing mountains for them to, well, climb. But yeah, so these guys are found in deserts, grasslands, and the taiga biome. So depending on what kind of zoo or area you were designing, bighorn sheep could pretty much fit into any one of them. Oh, probably not Everglades though, but you know. But yeah, these guys are really cool. You have the ewes here, with much smaller horns than the ram, and you have the lambs, which are as cute as baby sheep get. Look at them. I love the detail on the fur as well. Certainly since the Hill Radnor sheep, the wool has looked incredible since then. Yeah, our cap rings have just looked better, and I am excited to see if we do get a muskox, how that would look. And hopefully the hair will actually move, unlike the Markhor, which has a static beard. But it would be cool to see. But yeah, I don't think I have much else to say on the front of the bighorn sheep. But I do have some stuff to talk about when it comes to the greater Rhea. Now this was one animal that a lot of people were very excited for, as it had been on people's wish list for a good long time. And that's simply because they are used in so many South American exhibits. They're very versatile for a South American species, can be housed with all sorts of different animals. The mixes I've heard of, Rheas with anteaters and capybaras, even with maned wolves. But the game also allows you to mix them with some of these South American camelids that we have, the alpaca and llama. So you can have a nice little, almost ranch style habitat with them in there, because I know that some private properties can house Rheas and llamas and such together, because they're very tolerant of many other animals. The only thing I've seen about the Rhea that has been a complaint is the wings. So for those who don't know, Rheas actually hold their wings very close to their body, not out like the ostrich, which they have used the ostrich rig for the Rhea. But I don't think it necessarily takes away from the bird, but it would be a nice detail to add in, just to keep it a bit more accurate to reality. Can't tell, is that the courtship animation? Oh, it must be. But they are very fast when they need to be. Oh, almost everybody's down here at the water. But yeah, I know some people also thought that the Rhea might be a little too big. But they are in fact smaller than the ostrich. That's certainly a concern I saw, but I think it was ZSH Plays, he compared the two. So I put the Rhea and the ostrich side by side, and yeah, ostrich is leagues above the Rhea in terms of size. In overall quality, I think the Rhea takes the cake, because those feathers are absolutely beautiful. And it'd be really nice to see that added onto the ostrich, perhaps, just to give it a bit more detail. However, since we haven't had any remasters to the base game animals before, I wouldn't start expecting one now. But either way, Rhea is a beautiful bird, and I'm happy to see it in Planet Zoo. Our second last animal is one of the more exciting, I would say. It's not my personal favourite of the pack, but it is important in other ways. That's the female, so it doesn't exactly live up to the name. The white-faced Saki Monkey. That's also, where are they? There he is. So, this is an animal that I know had been asked for by, I can't remember who it was on the forums. They were pining for the Saki for a long time, and yeah, they finally got it. So congratulations to that guy. I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but yeah, it's really cool to see the white-faced Saki in here, as it has been a good long time since we got a New World primate. And the last one we got was also our first, the Colombian white-faced capuchin monkey, all the way back in the South America pack. So it's really great to have a new one, and hopefully that means there's more to come, because, well, there's still some fairly important ones missing from the roster, namely animals like tamarin, spider monkeys, and howler monkeys, being some of the most important, I would say. And Squirrel Monkey too. Squirrel Monkey would be a very nice one to see. But the Saki Monkey is a very nice niche primate to add in, and they certainly knocked it out of the park with it. Like you have the little whiskers that they have on their lips, so great attention to detail there, and also the sexual dimorphism between the males and the females. So the males are the ones with the white faces, and females are a largely grey colour. And you have the little baby. It's cute, but I mean, it's cute in its own way. Like I don't find it too endearing, but hey, life is life, and they evolved to look like that for a reason. But yeah, white-faced Saki. For those who wanted the animal, congratulations, you have the white-faced Saki in your zoos. Oh, and I just realized that if I didn't have escapes turned off, the Sakis could easily escape. So I'm just gonna flip that round. Oh, already there. There we go. So that is taken care of. And now let's head to the last animal of the pack, which I think you can all guess what that would be. If I can find them, there's one. The Ocelot. So I just realized we didn't even have a look at the Rhea baby, but we'll have a look at it afterwards. But the Ocelot has been a top cat on the wish list for a very long time, and is one of the most famous felines from South America. And, well, Central America too, because they are found all the way up to the southern United States and into the Sonoran Desert. So if you were so inclined, you could have ocelots featured in a Sonoran Desert area. I know Omaha's Henry Doorly Zoo has a sort of habitat where they have ocelots living above collared peccaries. Both those animals are in the game, so if anyone wanted to recreate that habitat, you could if you so desired. We also have our little baby here. The Ocelot is probably one of the most beautiful cats we've had in the game. Just the patterning and the colour. Like, the colour contrast is perfect on this animal. And, like, I've wanted the Ocelot for a very long time, and it certainly does not disappoint. The colours are stunning, and the pattern is very well made as well. Let's see if we can have a look, see what the other Ocelot is. Yeah, I know I can just check on the pen, or at the barrier menu. Ah, here it is. I think. Yes, it is. Oh, come here. Oh, there we go. But yeah, they do have some. I don't know if they actually have any color change in between the different individuals. Like, I think really the only variation is in the pattern. So there are several pattern variations, but the color remains about the same. But there is a leucistic ocelot, so you can get one of those if you would like it. To me, it looks like a tiny little snow leopard almost. But yeah, ocelots are very cool cats, and it's very nice to have them in here. And if we were to get another feline, I would really only say the serval is the last feline that's really necessary, if you can call it that. Basically, just if we were to get one more feline, it would have to be the serval. So let's find one of these Rhea chicks. There he is. Now, they are funky little fellows. And when it was revealed in the showcase image, I initially thought it looked a bit weird, but they actually do look this weird. Like, immediately afterwards, I went on Google, look up what a Rhea chick looks like, and it looks just like this. They're not like ostrich chicks or emu chicks, where the head is proportional to the body. No, Rhea chicks, they have massive heads. And I know a lot of people were sort of off-put by that, but that is just how they look. You can't deny how they look. And yeah, just how it is there. But that is about it. So that is, well, everything. Although we do have some animal signs. I certainly have seen that image of a Rhea before, and the Ocelot one really looks familiar as well. Like, I looked at them and I was just like, I've seen those before. I've made enough DLC speculation videos to know that I have seen some of these pictures of these animals before. The Saki one looks familiar. The Coyote, not so much. I don't think I've seen that Coyote picture before. Flamingo. Well, there's a lot of pictures of American flamingos, so haven't seen that one. Well, I wouldn't know if I'd seen that one. The bush dog as well. I've definitely seen that one before as well. The bighorn sheep one, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it looks familiar. Huh. Bar to you too. Oh, there's one up here. Oh, it's the ram. No, we missed it. Be cool to see them use this one. Because, like, I designed it, but I'm just like, are they just going to go? They do go down straight in front of it, so I think it would work perfectly. But, yeah, that is the America's Animal Pack. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it your favorite pack of the last few that we've had since Eurasia? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your favorite animal in the pack too? I know I put some polls up on the community page to see if that was the case, like what animal was everyone's favorite. The American flamingo out of the bighorn sheep flamingo and white-faced Saki was surprisingly the favorite. And I think on the initial page that I put with the Coyote, Ocelot, bush dog, and Rhea, I think it was the Ocelot that won, surprisingly. Like, a lot of people like to say, oh, it's just a clone, it's another cat. But hey, there is a market for it, I guess. But yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't show you the bush dog habitat, or at least the deep diving for the bush dogs, but the water's simply not deep enough, and really when I was designing the habitat, I completely forgot. But yeah, I should probably insert a clip in the bit where I'm talking about it, so hopefully I remember to do that. But yes, that is the America's Animal Pack. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later.